We're here. Hello, once again. My name's Steve Jaguar, and welcome to a Beer Native beer review. If you're new to the channel, please do the usual thing. Tell your friends about it. Follow me on Instagram. Give me a like, give me a subscribe, and a thumbs up, and share this with your friends. That last one is the most important one because if you share with your friends, people will think you're a sharing and caring person, and good things like will happen to you. You'll be more attractive to whatever sex is your preference, and money will come your way, and all the pay it forward things that you read about will all happen. I totally promise that. And when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll have competitions that I'll give away free beer and all sorts of awesome stuff will happen. Good things will happen. Please share. But until then, let's just get on with reviewing awesome beers. And in this one, I'm going to be reviewing something that crossed my path recently, and it is strong. It's a powerhouse. You saw it in the intro there on the image. It is Whiplash in collaboration with, I never say this right, Naparbier. I'm probably not saying that right. I've never heard anybody say it. In my mind it says nap or beer. Both great options. And we see also Barrier Brewing Co. established 2009, Garage Beer Co. It is a huge collaborative effort, right? Barrier Brewing, Garage Beer Co. It's just there's a lot of people involved in it, and let's take a look at just like some of them. Let me bring some of them up. Oh my goodness, like a four-way. That sounds dangerous, doesn't it? Let's get Naparbier. So Naparbier is the weird one. So if we check this out, this is they have a Wikipedia, which is pretty cool. Spanish brewery, founded 2009. Actually, not the only one, founded in 2009 in Pamplona, where you run with bulls. And they're promoted by, where is it, McKellar, Jeppe Bjergso, and his brother Mikkel Bjergso, who founded Evil Twin. I don't know if you noticed the McKellar and Evil Twin, and it's like his Evil Twin went to America and founded that. I don't know if you don't know much about those two breweries, both really exceptional breweries. And they supported Naparbier. Here we go. And so they make some amazing beers. They started small and now they're making some incredible things, including collaborations like this. Where they have clearly gone wrong is if you click on the official website, oops, database cannot be found by Udo, whatever that is. So you guys got some problems with your website. Hopefully next time I do a review, it's working. In the meantime, we have Whiplash. I've jumped to a beer I was looking at to figure out. They are based in Dublin. Their art is unique. Their artist is Sophie DeVere. You can find her here. You can find her around with prints. So they are taking their art seriously, and they are the ones who have led the art on this can. And it is equally obscure. They've got some great stuff. The TIPA is not available here, but if you search for it, headlines Whiplash TIPA, you can find it around at good beer sources throughout the United Kingdom. Hopefully, if you're not in the United Kingdom, you can find it. There's the kind of crazy David Lynch style art you've got going on there. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like a typewriter for a head or something. 645 pounds is expensive, but 10.5%. Here we get a preview of what's in it. Chinook, Dorado, Idaho 7, Citra and Amarillo. It's going to have a wallop, right? It's going to have all sorts of pininess, fruitiness, stone fruitiness, maybe a little bit of pungency and kind of weediness to it. I think it's going to be pretty special. And at 10.5, whoa, it's going to be a mouthful. So that's exciting. Other collaborators who are in on this one. I mentioned Garage Beer Co. Pretty small. Also, you can see Spanish. I don't want to give them my email address. Sorry. And I will translate the English, but look at this. Hope you don't have like epilepsy or something, right? That's, if you aren't ready for that. Barcelona, but a bunch of really pretty amazing beers on there. And then, I don't have Barrier Beer Co up. How did I delete that? Well, hopefully I can find it. Otherwise, there we go. Let's hope there isn't multiples. There they are. Barrier Beer Co. Yep, I'm at least 21. Hey, I am. That's lucky, right? Even older potentially. But there you go, Barrier Brewing Co. uh, out of Oceanside, New York. So what a collaboration. We've got two Spanish breweries out of Pamplona, Barcelona, New York City, and Dublin all involved in this thing. How are they involved in this thing? Man, I don't know, man. That is that is a pretty spectacular collaboration. And let's go back to where we can buy it because they've got that nice description up here. But you can see together with our friends at Barrier Brewing Co, Garage Beer and Naparbier, we set out to brew the same base beer, work on our own hop selection on top to produce a collectible extravaganza. So I can only guess that if they've all done it, then they've all brewed it locally. And depending on what's local to you, if you're local to Spain or New York, you might be able to find this maybe with the local breweries' art on it. So if you can, like, ping me a link in the comments that tells me, like, or with a link to where to buy maybe another version of this brewed by any of those. And I'm going to go have a dig about and see if I can find that as well. But there we go. That's a complicated beast, isn't it? And if we take a look at this, like that art, and I know I showed it, but it's what is going on there, right? I love this art because it makes little to no sense to me. I'm just focusing in if you're wondering why I'm staring off into space. I'm just looking at my own. There we go. Yeah, it's fantastic. So let's pop this open. Let's get a whip out of the can. Ooh, it's quite peachy. And certainly a bit of pineapple too. That's real nice. All right. I have a glass. I say I have a glass. That's full of crap, right? I have a broken jar. But I like that. I like drinking out of it. It feels kind of retro. In Canada, we drinking out of a, like, whiskey in the jar and all that. Like, when there's too many people in your kitchen at a party, they just grab whatever. You crack whatever you got to do. You grab a jam jar and off you go. So feels kind of quite typically Canadian to be drinking out of a jar. And there it is. It looks very juicy, doesn't it? It looks almost like there's a bit of sediment or something floating around in there. But I think it's just the bubbles on the side. But it does have a very peachy color, doesn't it? Bit of sustained head there that's sort of sitting on top. And wow, it's really good. Let's give it a little whiff, shall we? Oh, I'm getting piney now that I've opened it up. It's almost burning the nostrils. That could be the 10.5% though. With that many hops, right? Who can predict what's going to be the standout flavor in that? I don't have any more details on what it's doing, so we're just going to have to dive on in. It just about melted the tip of my tongue off when it contacted it. Wow, the amplification of this sort of juiciness. This is one of the ones that is properly like a nectar. It's like a syrupy feel to it, almost like a papaya, like a thick, peachy papaya juice number. It is potent. Let's try, but you can't judge a beer by its first sip because all you get is the whatever's the forward flavor knocks your socks off. It's good forward flavor. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong there. That's nice. Wow, very super smooth. Somebody was concerned about, I think, sharpness of the alcohol at 10.5, such that goes down like water. That is a beautiful finish. Wow. Well, sure. Well, I guess if you've got 4 people collaborating on a recipe, that's 4 heads are better than 1. So, and such a unique mix. There's a forward pininess that doesn't last, and that's odd considering what the alcohol would do in combination with that. So that's really good. Really strong, super strong stone fruit flavors, peach, papaya. Not so much the I want to say plum, but more like a plum wine. If you've ever had like a plum wine where the viscosity of it as you slosh it around, maybe in a Japanese restaurant, and it slides across your tongue, Or kind of a cheaper substitute. You ever get canned fruit and you throw it on your ice cream or something, and it's just got this strange, sugary, weird brine, but it's really good. As a kid, it's like, forget the fruit. I just want to drink this stuff. It's just sugar water. It's a little like that. But it has kind of a white grapefruit punch, both without the bitter, like without the sharpness that would come with a white grapefruit. That's the bitter. It's really good. It's too good. It's dangerous. At six, what did it cost? Let's just check what it cost again. $6.45. I might dare say that's worth $6.45. Oh, let's break that up. Okay. Let's bring it back. In fact, let's bring it back. Let's put it on widescreen. And where did I see that? Craftmetropolis.co.uk. Craft Metropolis has just earned themselves an order from me, because you have some of this. I got this, I think, from Honest Brew because I had a credit. So I think you can still get it at Honest Brew if you want. But I like the fact sometimes when I look up places to find out more about beers that I learn about new places to get beer. And if I can buy a second one of these from Craft Metropolis, which is what this site is, I will do that. Very cool. So let's have a little sip. Oh, not out of the can. Out of the glass again, just to finalize, and then we'll dive on in. Okay. So on accuracy, well, they threw me off a little bit because of the complexity of the hop arrangement, right? We bring that up on the screen. We see the Chinook El Dorado. So I can catch the beginnings of the Chinook, the Citra on the end, and then the El Dorado, Idaho, and Amarillo are like all combining, like having a sexy menage a trois in the middle of the flavor pack. It doesn't necessarily say here that it's got lactose or oats in it, but you can bet your bottom dollar it has absolutely got some of that in there, because it's an absolute gem of a smooth nectar as it goes down. So do I give it uniqueness of 4? Accuracy at making a, well, let's see, they use the word extravaganza. It's really something special. I'm going to give it a 5 on accuracy because they smashed it. This is an amazing triple IPA with a level of complexity that is hard to get my head around. So that's a 9. Going very well. And then we want art. I don't know. I would love to meet Sophie DeVere someday because I just think her art is super creative, super cool. And I love that Whiplash stick with this kind of consistent madness that is up there. Is it a 5 out of 5 on art? It's pretty cool because both elements, right? Just the straight blunt branding there, and then allowing that to be isolated completely from just intelligent use of white space, as people like to say here on the can. I really like it. If I bought it there or there, I'd buy it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to hold it at a 4 for now. No, the packaging's going to get a 3. So I'm going to give them a 5 on arts, just so I think an 8's a fair score on there. So it's at a 17. And it's going to have at least a 9. So it's going to get a 26 out of 30 in terms of flavor. What's a 10? Someone wrote to me recently and said, what is a 10 in my mind in terms of like a perfect beer? What is a 10? I don't know. So let's just assume that a 10 is out there. It's this elusive beast that I will search to the end of my days. I figure when I taste a 10, that'll be the end. I'll just stop doing beer reviews because I'm done. I'm just going to, if you find a 10 out of 10 beer, just keep drinking that until suddenly you realize you had it wrong, or someone sends you a challenge. But until then, I will continue to search. This is one of the best beers I've had this year, certainly. One of the best ones I've reviewed, absolutely. So there we go. If you can spare $6.45 for a single beer. Normally, what you get the exact opposite of a 2 for 1, or a 3 for 1. You're getting like 3 times the price or 2 times the price for a single beer. But for the experience, I think it's absolutely worth it. It's like getting a really good bottle of wine. It's an amazing, if you love IPAs. That is awesome. I am going to buy another one in about 1 minute. My name is Steve Jaguar. This has been another Beer Native Beer Review. As I said at the beginning, if you like what you see here, leave a comment. Tell me about other triple IPAs that you like. If you found any other versions of this from the other breweries, if maybe I'm right about that theory, do tell me about it. And that is it for today. Steve, out.